Yesterday I made butter and had buttermilk left over. So this morning I'm making cranberry honey butter biscuits using some of that buttermilk we had left over yesterday. You're going to start with 2.5 cups of flour and 2 tablespoons of baking powder, along with a pinch of salt. You can do this by hand, but I opted to put it into my food processor. You want 1 stick of cubed, really cold butter. While you're making these biscuits, you want to keep them as cool as possible. The cranberries I'm using are cranberries from juice I made this past season. They have a little bit of cinnamon in there, so I'm hoping that comes out in the biscuits. And we're using 1 cup of our buttermilk that we had from yesterday's butter. Once that forms a dough, we're going to go ahead and add our cranberries. I did not measure the cranberries. I'm going to say I probably added about 1/2 cup. You can always use dehydrated cranberries, but you're going to want to rehydrate them before you add them to your dough. Dump your dough out on a countertop and then cut your biscuits out. A tip when you're cutting out your biscuits though, instead of pushing down the cookie cutter and twisting it like we want to do to make sure those edges are nice and smooth, just push it down and pull it back up. When you twist your cookie cutter when you're cutting, it kind of seals the edges, so that way when you put your biscuits in the oven, it won't rise like they should. We put the oven at 425 and we're going to bake these for about 18 to 20 minutes. I buttered a cast iron pan and they were perfect at 18 minutes. This is local honey and some of the butter we made yesterday melted into a jar and then spread on the top of these biscuits. I added that while they were still warm from the oven. These turned out beautifully. They were fluffy, golden, and absolutely delicious.